I'm Yumiko.
And I'm Peter.
We're Playful Journey Lab from MIT. We are a group of researchers and designers designing and developing tools and programs to re-envision assessment to capture and understand learning that are not just content but also various skills that we call future-ready skills in the process.
We're excited about the ways that Maker Education supports learners to develop these future-ready skills. In assessment language, these skills, mindsets, interests, and practices are called constructs. We collaborated with MakerEd to develop the Beyond Rubrics Toolkit to make evidence of these constructs, which often cannot be directly observed, more easy to collect and use for feedback and assessment. As you begin to explore the Beyond Rubrics Toolkit with colleagues, we wanted to share the design principles that guided our work and that you can use to build your own Maker assessment practice. We'll introduce them here, and then you'll have the chance to dive deeper by reading examples of the design principles in practice. First, assessment of making should be construct-driven. Remember, constructs are the skills, mindsets, and dispositions you are building in your makerspace. The constructs need to be clearly articulated, discussed, and negotiated by members of the learning community.
It is important that the design of the space or activity allows students demonstrate those constructs. For example, if you are interested in looking at how students are developing agency or social scaffolding, it is difficult for students to demonstrate those skills if there is no time for them to make choices or collaborate with other people. So we think it is really important from the beginning of the design of the activity, those constructs are addressed.
The second principle is that assessment and making should be seamlessly woven into the culture of the classroom and learning environment. The assessment should be ongoing, engaging, and continuous, so the line between learning and assessment is blurred. There's no troubleshooting test at the end of a Maker project, because working on and struggling through the Maker projects will allow opportunities to both build and demonstrate troubleshooting skills.
This type of assessment, often called embedded assessment, is common in educational video game world. As digital environment can capture data behind the players, it is much easier to embed assessment in the process. But some of the teachers that we work with are exploring ways to embed assessment in the in-person physical world. Like in this picture, a teacher is using Instax camera to capture learning while students are engaging in the learning activity.
Your own classroom culture of assessment may include incorporating a corner as a stuck station where students can go when they need assistance troubleshooting, or using do nows or exit tickets as opportunities for formative assessment.
Next one is evidence-centered. Our assessment tools are designed to produce visible and tangible evidence of learning in various formats. For example, some of the tools captures amount of practice quantitatively, while the other tools allows you to capture a descriptive qualitative record of learning.
As described by Bob Mislevy, assessment is a process of reasoning from evidence. Therefore, assessment tools should be designed to observe students' behavior and produce data or evidence that can be used to draw reasonable inferences about what students know.
We often use the analogy to athletes' MVP system. MVPs are selected based on various different evidence about the player's performance. We think that learning can be assessed by many different types of evidence of learning.
Fourth, assessment and making should involve students as active participants. This means that when combined with previous principles, everyone in the learning community has an understanding of the constructs and is involved in the process of collecting and making meaning of the evidence. This is an opportunity to support student agency, collect more rich evidence, and come to a deeper understanding of student learning based on their own interpretations.
Finally, connected to the previous point, assessment needs to be fun and inviting for all learners. We think that assessment is not something to be afraid of. It is a powerful tool for learners to understand their own learning and make progress. So we make our assessment tools to be open-ended and inviting so more learners can feel comfortable to participate.
We now invite you to dive into examples of these design principles. You'll find stories from our co-design experiences with teachers. As you read these examples, reflect on your own practice. Which of these principles really resonate with what you are already doing, and which might be areas for growth and iteration?